Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com. Thought I'd do a quick video today talking about a kind of green that you can get very early in the growing season. So it's April right now, it's late April, and for the most part I haven't got much coming out of the garden. I'm actually planting things. Got a few perennials coming up and things like that, but really no greens yet. It's still pretty cold here. But I do have one thing I can harvest, and it's because it's something I planted last year. So come have a look and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's a bed where I've got peas planted down the center. I got these little panels to help accelerate the germination. But right next to them is some kale. So this is kale that I moved to this bed, probably in August. And I was harvesting it in the fall, and then I just left it to die. And this variety of kale, it's kind of like a red Russian kale or Siberian kale. For me, it rarely survives the winter here. I know lots of people, for lots of people, kale survives the winter, but it rarely survives the winter here. But this year it did, and it's coming back. Now, kale is not a perennial, it's a biennial. So eventually, as it gets warmer and warmer, instead of putting on greens, this will start to turn into a giant flowering plant. It'll probably be about 3 feet high or maybe even taller. And it'll make flowers, and then it'll make seeds. But for right now, it's making greens. When it starts going to seed, the quality and flavor of the greens aren't that good. But for right now, and like all crucifers, plants like this, sort of cabbage in the mustard family, plants like that, frosts greatly improve the flavor of the greens. And we're getting frost every night. It's been a very cold spring. So these greens are excellent right now. So this is a bit of a gift because normally this plant would just be dead. But I've got 2 here. Now I got a bed over here. And you can see some of them died. Well, this one has a bit of green, but it's mostly dead. Here's one that died, right? And here's one that died, so it didn't survive the winter. But for whatever reason on this end of the bed, the kale survived the winter. Right, and they're starting to grow. Oh, these nasty ones are no good. But this new growth, right? And it looks very different than a typical kale plant. It's because it's gone through a winter and it's a different kind of plant. It's a plant that wants to become a flower. But for right now, these tender greens are very good eating. Okay, so I have the advantage of that. They didn't all survive. You see one there. You see one there. This one's totally dead, right? I got another one or 2 over here. They're just coming in, right? And I'm not going to be planting. I think this is going to be, I don't know what I'm planting here, but I mean, it's only April right now. A lot of things can't even go on the ground till June here, right? Some things get planted this time of year, but a lot of things don't. So really, this kale is like one of the only greens I've got. And it's such a gift to have them. But I got one more bed where I did something that would guarantee that the kale would come up this spring. And it would guarantee that it'd survive the winter, at least for where I live. And that's this bed here, where I put a dome over it for the entire winter. So let me show you what we got under here, because these started growing well over a month ago. Well, those other ones basically looked dead right up until a few weeks ago. But these have been growing for a while. Feast your eyes on that, huh? Now we got kale, beautiful pest, because it's too cold for snails and stuff right now, right? So I got beautiful grocery store quality pest-free greens. Right, they're over 1 foot high, some of them. Look at that one, look how beautiful it is. Okay, and even though this is in a controlled environment, it's definitely still getting frosty in here, right? Because it only holds so much heat in. Look how there's no weeds here, right? I got a perfect, I can't remember what I grew here last year, but I moved these from another bed where they were overcrowded in August, I think, and just left them in the ground all winter under this dome. And now, even though, like in all the other beds, nothing's, you can see my blueberries over there have no leaves. My apple trees have no leaves. Grape plant isn't growing. Strawberries are just barely starting to poke out of the ground. So it's very early in the season. There's nothing growing and everything's just, I mean, that kale I planted for this year is an inch high. But this is last year's kale. It's got a very, very well-developed root system with all kinds of energy stored in those roots. And that's why it's growing so well. And that's why we got these beautiful kale. So I got fresh greens in April. How many people can say that, right? It's all because I just put this dome over them for the winter. That's all you got to do. So one way to sort of take advantage of the growing habits of plants, create microclimates to get early greens. People always talk about fall greens, that sort of thing. A lot of people are big on cold frames. A lot of people are big on trying to plant fall greens, like planting something in August, hoping that it'll be of a decent size by October. But kale just gives and gives and gives, right? You plant it in May, or if you plant it under you can plant it under a dome like I just showed you in April, where I live anyway. But typically you'd plant kale when you started seeing yellow dandelions. In my opinion, that's when it's going to germinate. You plant them in May, and they start producing in about July, perhaps, harvestable. But they become really good in fall. So September, October, November, December, you can harvest them out of the garden. At some point in December, you harvest everything and blanch and freeze it and put it in your freezer. And if you've planned ahead and you've got a garden that you can cover properly with a dome that fits it, I mean, this all depends on where you live. If you live somewhere slightly warmer than me, you don't even need one of these domes. And I only mean slightly warmer than me. I'm in zone 6A, and most people that plant kale in zone 6A, it survives the winter. For some reason, it doesn't survive the winter for me. You saw those dead ones. It's an unreliable plant, at least the variety I grow here, which is kind of like a red Russian kale. But a little bit warmer, anywhere a little bit warmer, a little more mild in the winter. Or a place that's, even if it's colder, has a consistent layer of snow in the winter to insulate. In our winters, we get these weird warm snaps. We have snow, and then rain, and then all the snow disappears, and the ground turns to solid ice. I think that's what tends to kill my kale. It's the ground turning to ice, and then it maybe drops down to like, well below freezing sort of thing. And that kills the roots because they can't breathe, right? The roots just become encased in ice. I don't know, that's my theory. Or maybe it's just the variety I'm growing here. It's not tough enough. I don't know. But anyway, point is, kale gives you a lot. Right now I'm getting greens in 2025 April from the kale I planted a year ago. Not a bad deal. So I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. Maybe subscribe to my Substack page, maritimegardening.substack.com. Maybe become a paying subscriber if you want to help support the channel and everything I'm doing here. And check out my sponsor, Bessie Seeds, where you can get, with my coupon code GAVS25, you can get free shipping. Terms and conditions apply. Check out the description box of this video to understand that better. Otherwise, until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.